Hi guys, it's another season. It's spring now, and as you know, every single season I make a video about all the books that I read. And usually I try to do them, in the end, like if I'm filming one for fall, then in the end of fall I'll make one. I was gonna do that for winter, and then I forgot, and so it's mid-March now. But it's fine. We're still gonna do it because it's a tradition. We gotta withhold the tradition, so we're doing it now. And like always, we start from worst to best books. So these are all the books that I read this winter, from worst to best. And if you want to go watch the videos for fall and summer, you can go do that. I'll be completely honest with you. December was a really good month for me. I read a lot of books there. However, I have entered a reading slump, and I've only read like up to 6 books this year, which, for a normal person, that's like a good amount of books. For me, it's not. I read 60 books last year in the whole year, and in 2 months or 3 months, I've read 6. That is not okay. Like, that is not okay. In 2 months, I've read 6 books. That's not okay for me. So guys, like, recommend me something, do something about it. I don't know, help me. This is not normal. This hasn't happened yet. I need help. Anyways, let's start. Basta que Cervega. This is a storybook for children, which I had to read because I was participating in a Latvian Olympiad, and it sucked. I mean, I read it for the Olympiad, but I also didn't enjoy it. Like, it was just really bad, and we didn't really, like, I was kind of useless. Honestly, I was kind of disappointed because the author who wrote it is quite famous in Latvia, and I was expecting, like, for them to, like, I don't know, I was expecting something, and then it just didn't, it's not important. Like, let's just move on from that. It was just bad, that's all that matters. Okay, this book, this is How You Lose the Time War. This is how you lose the reader's attention, because what the fuck was this book? So let me tell you, I had been fascinated by the idea of this book for a very long time. I was thinking, whoa, this is like a romance, and it's in like, the time is like different, and there are enemies, and I was like, whoa, this sounds like crazy. And it was crazy. However, I can't tell you what happened in this book. Like, I understand more of the whole plot when I read the back of the book than when I read the whole book, because I genuinely did not understand what's going on. There are some parts in the book when I genuinely felt like my English was the problem, because I was sitting there, I was like, what are these words? What does this mean? Like, I thought I was fluent for a moment there, but I guess I'm not. I was so lost. I was like, wait, what is this? And it genuinely felt like a completely different language. So I don't know if this is just me. Maybe other people like it. The idea genuinely seemed really, really cool. And there were some parts which were cool. Like the way they're talking through each other through all these different letters is, like, I like the idea, but I just don't like the execution. And also, it's a short book, but it felt long. It just goes on. There will be a lot of books in Latvian in this video, and I hope you don't mind that. I'll tell you about them in English anyways, but this is Savada Biblioteka, which is a Haruki Murakami. I don't know how it's called in English. I didn't look it up, but my guess is Strange Library or Weird Library, because that's the direct translation would be that. And my sister found this book for €1. €1. Wow. Like, wow. I mean, it is a very short book, but was this my bookmark? Because that's pretty. Anyways, it's a really cool book. It has a lot of cool, like, drawings in it, and I think that's the main thing that makes it special. Like, it just looks cool. It's not, like, the plot is not important. It just looks dope as shit. There's not much plot here. It's basically just about this boy who goes to the library, and that's all I'm gonna say, because I don't think you need to know anything else that happens in the book. It was a crazy book, as all Murakami's books are. But yeah, it just looks really nice. There wasn't much plot though. read it in one biology lesson. A Short History of Tractors in Ukrainian. This book was a very hilarious book. I genuinely would laugh out loud when I was reading it, but it's also a very dark book, and it has that Eastern European dark sense of humor, which is just, it's so us, guys. It's so us. It's like, there's something about the way, like, I don't know if you know this, but Eastern Europeans, and like, I'm from the Baltics, but we do that too. We're very blunt. We can be talking about a happy memory and out of nowhere bring out the darkest, gloomiest, saddest shit ever. So like out of nowhere. It'll be just like uncalled for. We'll be sitting there and it's gonna be like, so anyways, you know, when my grandma was starving in Siberia, and people, you know, if you're like from the Baltics or from Eastern Europe, people are just like, yeah, relatable, you know? People from other countries don't do that, so well, but it's connected to our like dark history, and it's so like vivid in this book how they'll be laughing about something and it's a funny situation, but then they'll bring out the saddest flashback, the darkest like event ever, and you're like, okay. But I do like that in this book. It felt also quite long. It was an entertaining book, but it did feel very long. It's about these two Ukrainian sisters who, I mean, they're immigrants and they've lived in UK their whole life basically, and they are in a feud. However, they stop fighting and arguing to get rid of their father's gold digger girlfriend. Yes, you heard me right, and it's exactly what this book is. So yeah, if you want to have like an easy book to read, this is a book I would suggest. The next book is The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. There are those books that you've never heard of, but then randomly find, and then you Google them, and apparently they have won like 7 awards. They have been translated to like 300 languages, and they are like the best books of the year. And that's what this book was to me. Because I had never heard of this book before, and I go on Goodreads, and it says that the rating is like amazing, and I'm like, whoa. It's a good rating. It's like a lot of people read it. It's like, what the fuck is this? This book is about relationships, culture, community. It's set in US in the somewhere around the middle of the 20th century. I actually can't tell you the date because I don't know. It takes place in a neighborhood where Jews and African Americans live together and they share their struggles. There are so many characters in this book that you genuinely feel like you're becoming part of the community when you read it, because you get to know everyone. Everyone knows everyone, and you get to know everyone, and then you just feel like one of them. That's how it is. And in the middle of all of it, they have a mystery to solve, so that's me selling you this book. However, once again, I didn't really like it because I'm in the middle of my reading slump when I was reading it. So I'm not sure if it's me, but every single book I read feels so long and it feels like it takes so much time. But the same with the Short History of Ukrainian Tractors and Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. Both of these books, they're not even that long, but it just feels like they drag on forever. But it's probably my fucking problem because I don't know what happened. I malfunctioned or something. I'm not functioning the way I should be, guys. I had long been wanting to read a Joan Didion book, and my friend gave me Blue Nights as a birthday present, and I was really happy. I still really want to read My Year of Magical Thinking because I've heard that it's better than this one, so I'm really excited because I like this book. I really like the way Joan Didion writes. I like the way the book references itself and it goes back and forth in memories and the sentences keep repeating. And it really feels like you're in someone's head. You're just going through their thoughts and through their memories. And also, maybe that's just me, but her books remind me of 70s music. Or 60s kind of music. I was thinking like Joni Mitchell, Patti Smith, it just really reminds me of that energy. Piranesi. I've heard other people say that they got into this book instantly, but for me personally, it took some time. The world building in this book is crazy. It's all about the hallways and the place that they're in. It's like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? the setting really does feel very magical, and you're following this character placing these pieces together of life. And he's kind of like an how is it called? It's a unreliable narrator, because you don't understand if he's telling you the truth or if he's not, or does, because he doesn't know what's going on and neither do we, so we get to kind of learn together. The next book is All That's Left in the World. I actually have this one. This is a really cute book. It's about these two boys starting to have feelings for each other in an apocalypse, which is always a great place. It's always a great place for everything, isn't it? So, you know, it's like they're falling in love in a place that's falling apart. Whoa. Okay, guys, let's just move on from whatever I'm saying right now. Let's move on. So yeah, this was a really cute book. Very nice to just like kind of follow them on their adventures. I don't really read books like this often, so I enjoyed it. I like it. I need these books. I need these fast, cute reads that don't take a lot of time, and it's just nice. And it's not like sad, you know. Actually, no, what am I talking about? I love sad books. As if I'm like, why am I trying to gaslight someone here that I'm like, oh, I like happy literature? Who am I lying to? Who am I lying to is my question. Claire Keegan, Small Things Like These is another book I read. I've talked about this book before, and I've talked about Claire Keegan before. Very short and concise, as usual. It's a story about a coal merchant who discovers this secret, which makes him start questioning the reliability of religion and church, and his faith in general, and how controlling the church is in the town that he lives in. So this was, as per usual, a good book. Claire Keegan. Wow. Sally Rooney, Normal People. Yes, I finally read this book. Finally. It took a lot of time for me to finally get to this book, but I did read it. This book explores the relationship between Connell and Marianne, and it's amazing. And I know you've heard this before, but it really is. It really is amazing. Sally Rooney writes people and characters so well. They feel so humane. It genuinely feels so real and so fake at the same time. It's really contrasting to me, because I'm reading them and it's like I'm watching them from the side and I'm analyzing them, but I'm also in their head at the same time. I have this one part in the book which I really love. There's this part where Connell is sitting and at the table, and he's like playing with a candy wrap, I think it's like either like a piece of paper or like a wrapper of like a candy, and there's something about that one scene. It's not even a scene, but it feels like a scene. It feels like a movie scene. This is book number 4. Yeah? Yes, this is book number 4. So we're already in the top 5, guys. All the Lovers in the Night, Miyako Kawakami. So, if you'd want me to explain you briefly who Miyako Kawakami is, I would say that she's an insane person. She's crazy. I'm afraid of her. If I would see her walking down the street, I'd run. I would run. I'm scared. I'll be completely honest with you, because this is scary. What she does is scary. She's insane, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I think she should stay like that, just not next to me, because I'm genuinely scared of her. She comes up with the craziest stories. You know, there's such a simplicity to her stories that they could be real, but they also just feel so extremely surreal, because a lot of characters in her books, because I have read another book by her, Heaven, they feel kind of disassociated from real life. They feel kind of like they're floating outside their own body and watching their own movements. And it's just, oh my god. And, you know, you could say that this book is about nothing, but it's about everything. My favorite part is the first page of the book. That page is amazing, honestly. Don't read the book, read the first page. That's all I'm gonna say. Just read that, and that's enough. Okay, it's not. The book is great. Read the book as well, but like the first page especially, guys. Go to the bookstore and just read that page. Don't buy the book. No, I'm joking. I love the book. It's just that page is like, literally literary perfection. This is another Latvian book. We have Atraitnes dēls. So, the son of a widow, that's what it's called. And it's a story written in a poem. I bet there is a literary term for this. It's just that I don't know what that term is. So we're gonna stick to saying that. So first I read this book in grade 8 in my Latvian class, and I really, really loved it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And after a year passed, I finally found this petite tiny book, like behind another book for $5.25. A steal folded for a steal. This book is gold. So it's very depressing, as per usual, as most Latvian literature is. It's about the son of the widow leaving to go to university, not knowing if he'll ever see his mom again, because a quick history lesson about Latvia. The closest universities were in Tartu, which is Estonia, and St. Petersburg, because there were no universities in Latvia, and people were very poor, so they couldn't actually afford to go to university. So him leaving meant that he might ever come back, or that he might not have money to come back, And wow, this book's crazy, and it's all about being young and hopeful, and then your hopes being brutally destroyed. So yeah, I love this book. I'm obsessed with it. I could literally have a whole video just reading out fucking parts of this book and translating them to English. I'm not joking, I love it. Next book is also Latvian. I'm really sorry, guys, if you're not interested, but this is a poetry book. And I know that this one has been translated to English. Weidenbaums was a genius. He spoke around 10 languages. He was amazing at math and science, was the top of his class. And above all, he was an incredible writer. My introduction to him started with my friend taking this book to school one day. She says, "I love him, he is my father." I was like, okay, that's a bit much, don't you think? He's your father? Like this random ass fucking man from the 19th century or something. Okay, sure, right. Then I made the great mistake of reading this book, and now I can proudly say that he is not her father. He's our father. He's everyone's father. He's the father of the universe. That's who he is. His poetry is a fight. It's a war. He's arguing, he's fighting. It feels like he's standing on a peak and literally shouting at all the injustice in the world. He had certain topics he really liked to write about, and injustice was one of them. Poverty, hope when you are young was also one of them. Just memories, a lot of reflection, and religion, another one. So he wrote a lot of these sort of scandalous topics because he was writing in the time of romanticism, so it wasn't a thing people did, and it was amazing. And he would comment on society, and it's just literally incredible. And if you want me, I can recite you his poems by heart, because I can. That's enough of that. I'm not actually, that's enough. I was joking. I'm not gonna do that. Don't go away. Don't turn off this video. It's enough. Let's move on to the last book, and I promise this one's in English. The man, the myth, the legend. James Baldwin. What a beauty, what a masterpiece, what a time, what a moment. Giovanni's Room. Wow, I knew I would love this book before I read it. It's also the first book I annotated. Can you see? Did I do a good job, guys? Please judge me. I tried. And they don't really, I tried to make them not stick out a lot so they're not ugly. So I'm not sure it worked, but that's not important. So these things. Anyways. I absolutely love this book. It takes place in Paris in the 1950s, where an American man falls in love with an Italian man named Giovanni, obviously. Wow. Wow. This book is beautiful. It talks about relationships, sexuality, life, and death. And it's set in Paris. It's genuinely amazing. James Baldwin knew the secrets of the universe. I love this book. It's not funny. Fucking love this book. That's all I can say. I've talked about this book before, and I genuinely, it's just like, it's perfection, guys. It's perfection. Okay, that's enough for this video. These are all the books. These are actually not all the books. I borrowed a lot of books from people this month, this season. Yes, season, winter. Yeah, I'm done. This is it. I'm saying goodbye to you guys. And I'm also sorry for not uploading for like a month. Because I maybe sort of kind of filmed like a vlog, and YouTube is not letting me upload it. And I tried like 7 times, so you're not gonna get it. That's kind of sad. So all my hard work and time just goes down the drain. Bye. Bye. Have a good time. See you sometime.